Hello there everyone, Ashnflash here, and welcome on into a LEGO Star Wars news video. It's very exciting here. We've got some information from Brick Clicker about the 2025 Star Wars sets, and I'm excited for this for two reasons. Number one, it's the start of leak and rumor season for 2025, as well as this is a massive wave for Star Wars, and it's all January 1st, I believe, so that's very exciting. I personally have been saying for a while that I've been missing really big winter waves, specifically January ones for Star Wars. Like, they've been really tiny recently, split up into multiple waves, and adding stuff to March. I'm not sure if there are going to be March sets. These are all going to be January. Like, did they scrap the March wave and now they're just launching them all together again? We'll have to wait and see, but I did miss this. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what's being shared with us today. As always, take everything with a grain of salt. Let's get started with the very first one here, which is set number 75401. This is Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. This is going to be retailing for $44.99 USD. Has 290 pieces. This is awesome. Obviously going to be based off of the Clone Wars, and I cannot wait to see this figure updated here in 2025. Like, that is going to be awesome to see. I also just really love the fact that we're just going back doing some Clone Wars stuff. Like, it's not recent Clone Wars, this is old Clone Wars, so that's awesome as well. And just again, getting an Interceptor here that's not Anakin's is also very exciting. Or just not getting Yoda's starship again for like the third time in recent history. Let's move on to the next one, which is set number 75402. This is the ARC 170 Starfighter. This is going to be retailing for $69.99 USD and has 497 pieces. This is pretty cool. It's been a long time since we've gotten one, and with this, it's interesting. I had this set here on screen back in the day, but I think I wound up selling it, keeping the figures. I just sold the ship on its own. It was around the time of like superheroes coming out, so I had to sort of get rid of some Star Wars stuff that I didn't care as much about, so I'm excited to pick this up here. It's one of the very few LEGO sets that I've ever sold. So something interesting to consider as well for this is that it's actually the 20th anniversary for Revenge of the Sith, so I'm wondering if that's why they're picking this. I'm hoping we get a lot more Revenge of the Sith stuff later on this year. I think a diorama would just be really darn cool, but we'll have to wait and see. I also would like to point out that, speaking of anniversaries, it is also the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens, which is really crazy, but I would be shocked if LEGO doesn't do something Force Awakens related, just because at least that one I feel like is the most out of all three beloved of the sequel trilogy stuff, and there's definitely a lot of different cool characters and ships in different locations that you could go back and do for the 10-year anniversary for that. So just keep that in mind when we talk about some of the missing sets here. But let's move on now to the next set, which is set number 75403. This is Buildable Grogu with his Pram. It's going to be retailing for $99.99 USD and has 1,048 pieces. It's definitely interesting. I'm excited to see how they make this look different than the other back then, the child build that we had. I definitely can just see them doing it better, making it more rounder and less blocky is always sort of the vibe that I got from that. But I'm very interested to see how they're going to do the Pram, because that is a lot of round pieces and different things. So if you go off of the size of the last Grogu we have, I feel like for $100, they must be shrinking this thing down, and it's not going to be the same size, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we got 75404. This is the Midi-Scale Acclamator. It's going to be retailing for $49.99 USD. Definitely a choice. It's definitely not one of the ships that I was, really itching to get, but it's fine. I do want more Midi-Scale size sets like this. I think it's great. Well, like this next one, 75405. This is the Midi-Scale Home 1. It's going to be retailing for $69.99 USD. It has 559 pieces. This is awesome. I think that this ship just makes sense at that scale for sure. We did have a play set a while back, which I really love. Like, it's just, I don't know, I love just the sort of meeting room, debriefing room there, and then also the hangar. Like, just the concept of this is really cool, and I wouldn't mind a remake of that. But yeah, I think that exterior wise, doing a small version like this is really, really great. With these ships, like, I wish that these came with minifigures. Like, it just would be so cool to be getting, like, some Mon Cala there would be really cool. Like, getting Akbar back, I don't know, that would be really awesome. But like For instance, this would have been the perfect spot for 9nub if they did minifigures with these ships. But just saying, he could have been a set instead of being an anniversary figure. And the last set that we have here is set number 75410, the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. This is a 4+ set, retailing for $29.99 USD and has 92 pieces. It's interesting to see them moving over to make 4+ sets for the Mandalorian. I think that is definitely smart. I mean, you see all the lunch boxes and different things that kids have for Grogu and the Mandalorian, different things. So it makes a lot of sense. I'm interested to see how it's going to look. I can see and picture some of the 4+ parts they're probably going to wind up using for this thing. But it's really interesting. Lego Star Wars and 4+ just has such an interesting sort of relationship, I guess. I feel like it's one of those things where they just aren't really leaning into it too much or as much as they could. I mean, if you think about it and look back, I feel like it's maybe under 10 sets that we've gotten for 4+, and there's just so much potential there for that theme. And there's some really great sets and there's some not so great sets. But I think as well, just recently they've been doing Young Jedi Adventures, and I sort of wish that they were going to continue doing that this year. You know, there is Season 2 coming out, there's new outfits, and I'm sure there's going to be new characters and vehicles and different things that we could have gotten, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll circle back to it. I know that merch-wise, I've seen a lot of that stuff on sale, and Lego-wise too, but I really enjoy those 2 sets that they've done for the show. But yeah, again, more 4+. I think that there really is a lot that they could do with this, and I'm glad to see them tapping into the Disney era of TV shows and different things here with The Mandalorian. But I do want to move on and talk about the set numbers that we did skip over here really quickly. There's quite a lot of them that you may not have noticed. There's 75399, 75400, 75406, 75407, 75408, and 75409. Anyways, as a whole for the wave, I think it's pretty exciting. I mean, you look at this list and it's mostly made up of, you know, the majority is prequels and Clone Wars. So that's pretty exciting. It seems like Lego is listening to the fans. But I'm quite happy with this list going into, you know, the summer before these August sets come out, but more into the next year. Anyways, everyone, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these sets, and comment down below if you've got any ideas for any Midi-Scale ships that you'd like to see, any potential ideas for Revenge of the Sith anniversary sets, Force Awakens anniversary sets. Comment all down below, and I want to hear your thoughts on this wave, because I think it's pretty exciting that January waves are back. But be sure to subscribe, turn the bell notifications so you don't miss out on future Lego Star Wars set news and potentially reviews. We do have some more sets to be revealed officially for the rest of the year. And if you want to hear my thoughts on some of the ones that have been revealed, I'll link those here at the end. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope you all have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.